Hey, it's the old man here. Got the good furniture out. Got a nice fire going. Got a hot cup of coffee in a World War II coffee cup my father-in-law gave me from the Navy. Thank you, George. So it's story time. Um, my grandson, in order to graduate from high school, has to learn a second language. And he decided to pick American Sign Language. Hey, old man. Nice. Yeah, so he's doing good. He every time he comes over, we play around with it and stuff. He yeah, believe it or not, years ago the old man was bilingual, and I also knew American Sign Language. 350 words, and you had to carry a conversation with the teacher to graduate, and I did. I don't remember a whole lot now. There was a resident at the big home where I worked, and not every day, but most every day, he would come up, I want hot coffee now, all the time. And if you didn't answer him right away, usually I'd say, give me a minute and I'll get it for you. And if you didn't say anything, he'd do all that and then he'd go, please. So, yeah, it's a useful tool if you can't hear. When I graduated from the class, and there might have been 8 of us that took this thing. I think it was a couple months, one day a week or something. Yeah, you had to know 350 words. You had to be able to carry a conversation on with the teacher. And so once we all graduated, we're outside talking. Well, let's go to the tavern and only speak sign language. Cool. We all agreed. Went to this tavern, local tavern, and a couple of the people that were in the class were evidently regulars because the bartender knew them. And as soon as we sat down and started doing the sign language, he kind of picked up on it, and because he knew the people he knew weren't deaf, so he just kind of moved right in, and now he's doing sign language that he's making up, and we're all laughing. And the night went on, and it wasn't very long before this guy sitting behind us, starts talking smack about deaf people. And we could all hear what he said, and so now we're talking about him. And things go on, and the guy keeps talking derogatory stuff, and finally this guy who was sitting next to me, I'm 6'3", and he was bigger than me, and the guy said something bad, and he goes, really? And the guy just like, oh. Yeah, he did the walk of shame. He got up to go to the bathroom and never came back. Yeah, don't talk crap about people. That's not good at all. Yeah, so Abney and I do a lot of that stuff. Like I say, this is nice, cool, one click for cool. I refuse. I don't remember home anymore now, but yeah, I'm pretty proud of him. He said, you know, I think they offered French and Spanish, and I'm not sure if there's any others, but he picked sign language. And I told him, I said, when your class graduates, you guys should all go out and have pizza or something and only talk sign language and see if they get any kind of response. That was pretty funny. I'm trying to think. I didn't take any notes this time. Anyway, car's still sitting there. I'm getting ready to get warmed up, get my hands dirty. Kind of doing it what I call Coleman style. Randy, that friend of mine, he was a Coleman, and I spent a lot of time at that house. And the old man, if he got a project going, he usually started about 3 or 4 in the afternoon and worked into the evening. And so anytime I'm doing a job like this, as long as it's warm out here and stuff, I don't mind working into the evening a little bit. But yeah, that's what we call it. We'll do it Coleman style. It's just late in the evening. I mean, he was a mentor to me. Just hardcore, worked his ass off. Smoked cigarettes with an oxygen tank right there. He had something, chemicals burned his lungs up doing something. The family finally got a settlement after Mr. Coleman died, but he would not give up. He was a survivor and a worker, and I learned a lot from the guy. What do you think, Bill? Huh? I don't know if you can see her. She's laying over here by the stove. So with that, I'll tear into that Subaru. You know, it's just, I don't know if I said that on the other one. It's like a puzzle. You just have to take it all apart and put it all back the way it's supposed to be, and everything should be fine. So I've never done this new of one. I've done other older Subarus with timing belts, and this one, in theory, should be a lot easier. They have advanced a lot of the tensioners and blah, blah, blah. So, hey, Bill. You guys stay warm. Lady's okay. I just gave her fresh straw yesterday, and it's just been mealy weather. We got daffodils coming up, and they are almost ready to bloom. I'll get a picture of it. Spring is in the air in February. I don't think it's global warming. We've had it happen before, but it's really early to see plants blooming already. The blackberries out back got little buds on them. Saw a cherry tree in town the other day that was in full bloom, so we'll see. It's one year this happened, and then there was a real cold snap, and it kind of screwed things up for the farmers. But they have, well, they used to have, I don't know what they do now, they used to put smudge pots out in the field, and that would keep frost from landing on the trees and stuff. And a couple of them had great big fans that they would run, and you could hear them for a mile. But it's what they did. They know how to take care of that stuff. So, can't think of anything else right now. Nice and cozy in the shop. You guys take care.